Go. I'm waiting for the update. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. One, check out the new thumbnail. I spent a whole 2 minutes in Google Drawings on it. Doesn't that look sick? Oh.
Gotta go to the stream.
Right. So.
Oh, it's been a hot minute, boys.
Yeah, it has been. We're a little bit rusty right now.
Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Tiebreaker, joined here as always by my good friend, my wingman, my man, Showstopper, as well as my beloved co-host, Diabolist, and Bash, who's here somehow. Someone didn't lock the door, so he just wandered into the studio, and we didn't pay for security, so it just we can't kick him out, so...
Just happened.
Yeah, he just sort of ended up here. It's a very interesting time to be around. All right, so getting into it, college football is back. It is the first weekend of what is going to be another amazing season because college football never disappoints. All right, so what are today's games? Because we somehow started this early enough.
I think it's Miami and Florida and Arizona versus Hawaii.
Miami at number 8, Florida, and Arizona at Hawaii.
At number what, Florida?
Number 8, Florida.
Florida is number 8. Jesus Christ. Okay, right. Today's games is... Okay, hold on. I could have sworn that there was more.
Nope, there's only 2 games
That's it for today.
Really?
It's time we get football
Miami, which is approximate
Thursday.
Kickoff at 7:05. Coverage starts on ESPN at 7 o'clock, and then Arizona at Hawaii, CBS Sports Network. Kickoff is approximately going to be 10:35, with coverage starting at 10:30.
All right. So kind of...
Just your kickoff games.
Yeah, kind of just 2 kickoff games. They should be pretty good. Like... How did Florida get to number 8?
They're coming off a 10-win season last year. I mean, give respect to Dan Mullen.
Yes, but they lost to Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky
was also pretty good last year.
Yes, but this is coming from a diehard Kentucky fan. You don't reach 8 and lose to Kentucky.
I mean, you can if Kentucky's a top 15 team. I mean, their 3 losses were Georgia, who was a top 5 team in the final college football playoff, who ended up losing to Texas in the bowl game. Missouri, who was a top 25 team at the end of the season, and Kentucky, which Missouri was the most egregious because it was a home loss, kind of like Kentucky, except they got blown out against Missouri a year ago.
Against Missouri?
Missouri. Now, what really carried Florida a season ago in getting to a New Year's Six Bowl was that win against LSU. They beat LSU at home. LSU stayed good. They got up to the 10 wins with a win against UCF in the bowl game. So that gave Florida a little bit extra credit because you couldn't place. They had the same amount of wins. Both of them were 9-3. You can't place LSU above Florida when they got the same record and Florida beat LSU.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's still just kind of a weird thing for me because
Where would you put them?
I don't know because I was not a very good college football fan last year. I think I watched the Sugar Bowl, and I think I watched one Wyoming game. That was the extent of my college football knowledge last season.
Yikes.
Yeah.
What do we pay you for, Ty?
Yeah.
That you guys pay me to push the start streaming button on OBS.
Well, technically, the only person who has that kind of technology.
He's got it there.
You know what?
What?
Hey, all I can tell you is maybe hold off on the opinions and give us the questions. That's all I got for you.
Okay. Which one of you said that so I can cut out your audio?
Wait, what?
All right.
All right, let's move on.
All right, let's move
So-
on. First segment, shut up. I'm the host around here. My name is the one that's host, man. All right,
My bad.
showstopper, Ty Quieter, we're on air. All right, so
I did that on purpose.
Be quieter.
all right, Ty Quieter. Okay, so who do we
All
who?
frontier.
Okay, so let's start with the obvious question. Who y'all got winning the Natty this year?
That's
Oh, there's really
it's either gonna
only
be
two options.
Bama or Clemson.
There's really only two options.
Do it.
Clemson did lose
Utah.
their star lineman, defensive lineman. Bama's Bama. You just don't know.
The Bama to Bama's Bama.
Bringing that.
Yes.
Please stop reminding me of that quote.
Buchanan Timmons, two-time Stanley Cup winner.
Yep. All right. I just got done watching hockey. All right, so I think. Okay, so like,
Picking Clemson. That
yeah, I am.
Okay,
I don't think there's any reason not to.
Trevor Lawrence continues to exist, so my money's on him.
well, now I looked through everyone's schedules. I've done the math, and I have my full standings here. And what it gave me at the end was number 1 Clemson, 2 Alabama, 3 Ohio State, 4 Oregon in the playoffs. And I just couldn't see a scenario where Alabama doesn't end up winning because they're a more complete team. Tua Tagovailoa is no slouch. So comparing him to Trevor Lawrence, you're not going to win if you're Tua, but just all around, they're going to have a better defense this year. Specifically, their back end is much improved. They were very young last year. They returned a lot from the secondary. Clemson, on the other hand, doesn't return a lot on defense whatsoever. They have guys who we think are going to be good in Xavier Thomas and Pinckney on the D line, but they haven't played that much. So my money's on Alabama. And they're mad. They're mad. When Alabama's mad,
Yeah.
bet against them.
I'm probably gonna go with Clemson. I just trust Trevor Lawrence more than Tua. Everyone's hyping up Tua last year, and you saw how he did in his the SEC championship, and you saw how he did in the national championship. He just played terrible, but
Well, I don't
I'm gonna
think
go with Trevor
Alabama's
Lawrence.
going to win on the heels of Tua. That's my thing. I think Tua's going to be part of it, but I don't think they need Tua to win, and they've proven that in the past with average quarterbacks.
I think everyone last year expected Bama to just run away with it and expect Clemson. Like, Clemson is a good team. Like, they knew Clemson was gonna be natty, but they just didn't expect them to blow out Bama like they did.
Yeah.
That was shocking to many. So, but Clemson also did lose their key lineman though.
They've
Defensive
lost
lineman.
a lot for sure.
Yeah.
They did. So, the offense is gonna be stronger, but defense, that's a question mark.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole fun situation this season with. I hate that it's like. I really don't want Bama to be back in the national championship, but I don't think another team is going to make it.
There are plenty of other contenders. If Georgia's question marks can be solved, Georgia can easily win the SEC. Ohio State is not going anywhere. They're going to have one of the most talented teams in the nation. Oregon has the best offensive line in the country. They could definitely contend also for a championship. And you also got teams like LSU and Oklahoma, who are teams no one's really buying as a championship contender. Both of them can be. If Oklahoma makes the improvements on defense that are necessary, doesn't lose a beat on defense, they were so close to being the national champions in 2017. I think they were the best team in 2017. I don't understand if they can make an improvement on defense, why they can't get back there in 2019.
And there's Michigan.
And then there's Michigan.
We
Yeah.
don't talk about that. We already know.
Michigan exists. They're gonna like have their revenge tour. They're gonna go like they're gonna be cocky, and then
chug
they're
it
going to
into-
get murdered by Ohio State. It's how this always happens.
Old song and dance. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. That's how it always happens.
Now, given
Okay,
the brain,
so I
given the
want to
brain,
know. guys think is going to be the most impressive team this year that turn some heads, like have like a season no one expected?
Maryland.
That is a bold estimation.
Now, okay, well, let me explain a little bit further. I don't have Maryland making a New Year's Six bowl or anything like that. They get Nebraska at home, who could be highly ranked. They get Penn State at home, and they get Syracuse at home. Three teams that could very likely be ranked when they play them. And I could see them upsetting all three. Now they have to go to Ohio State. They play Michigan at home and at Michigan State. They're not winning a ton of games. They're going to, but I think if they can pull off those couple of upsets, they're not going to be massive upsets, but they're going to be upsets nonetheless. They can go 8-4 in the Big Ten and get into the top 25.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption. All right, here's my hot take. App State goes 12-0 and finishes top 15.
No.
Yes. They have to face North Carolina and South Carolina. Not exactly powerhouses, and they came this close to beating Penn State a year ago.
Here's the
I'm a believer in App State. They go 12-0.
here's the thing.
If
You
the
say that
if
North
the if
Carolina
the
and
next
South
words out of your
Carolina-
mouth are Sun Belt.
North Carolina and South Carolina, you're right. They're not powerhouses, but they have more talent than Appalachian State. Let's not deny that. And it's not like North Carolina and South Carolina are the type of teams to walk in there and just assume a win against a team like Appalachian State, because they know that a good group of five team, if you let their guard down, will whoop you.
Yeah.
And they will bring their A game. Both of them will beat App State, and they also got Georgia Southern, who was a tough matchup for them with that triple option, who had a tremendous year last season. Georgia Southern's also going to beat them. I have Appalachian State winning the Sun Belt, but not as easy as you think.
No, I don't see App State. I could give you that they lose to South Carolina. They are not going to lose to Georgia Southern. I do not see that happening.
I mean, the Sun Belt's really between those two teams, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's most definitely between
you
them
could probably throw Troy in there, maybe Arkansas State, but it's really
Yeah.
a two-man race.
Troy and Arkansas State could be in there. But it's really going to be between whoever wins the East Division is going to win the Sun
Whoever
Belt.
wins the App State Georgia Southern game.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have UL Monroe coming out of the West, so.
All right, George. Let's see. Last year, Georgia Southern. Oh shit, they lost last year. There goes my point. Year before that, Georgia Southern,
Georgia
27-6,
Southern was terrible in 2017.
and
I'm
also
not going to deny that.
yeah,
But they fixed things. They mended some wrongs last season. They're going to be a solid team. I'm not saying that they're going to. I have Georgia Southern losing 2 games in conference and App State losing 1, and App State's going to win the division. But this was a 10-win team last year. Let's not act like they're going to be just trash.
I mean, that's the thing. Is it's like I see what you're getting at, but I don't like. I'm not a believer in Georgia Southern. I am a believer in App State full-heartedly.
Say it, Ty. You hate Georgia.
We're spending
Southern.
so much time talking about the Sun Belt.
I know.
Because
I've never spent more time talking about the Sun Belt.
Because the Sun Belt is Fun Belt.
It is. It really is.
The Sun Belt is
But-
the Fun Belt. And also, I am much more keen on the tiny schools than I am, like, Alabama.
Fair point.
All right.
I'm going to just make this one last statement and then we can move on. Do you know what the difference between Georgia Southern is from Wake Forest, NC State, Florida State, Louisville, Boston College, Duke, South Carolina, Pitt, and even Notre Dame and Alabama were similar? Georgia Southern.
I have no idea where the hell you're going with this.
Georgia Southern lost by 31 to Clemson. A lot of these teams lost by 40 plus. So Wake Forest lost by 60. Louisville lost by 61.
Local man woefully incorrectly uses the law of transitive properties to say that Georgia Southern is the second best team in college football.
Georgia Southern would be middle of the pack in the ACC this year.
So would my high school football team.
Fair enough.
Georgia Southern gets overlooked. The Sun Belt gets overlooked.
The Sunbelt hashtag Sunbelt is Funbelt.
Gosh, man.
Right.
All right. What other conferences exist? Because it's only like the SEC, Clemson as an independent, and then the Sun Belt, right? Those are the only ones that exist.
Don't disrespect the Big 12.
Exists. But we can talk Big 12 too. I'm very interested in the Big 12 race this year. It's a lot closer than people think.
No, we're gonna talk
Alright.
about the No, I am the host.
No, I got one thing to say about the Big 12. Texas is not back.
They're back to a certain extent.
Yes, but I'm tired of Texas fans saying, Texas is back, baby. Texas ain't done-ish.
I mean, what exactly does it mean to be back? Are they going to compete for
Okay,
a playoff spot?
every time they keep saying it, meaning they're going to go for a natty or playoffs, they always keep saying Texas is back every year. It gets tiring of hearing those arrogant fans.
Texas
They're more
claims
than
they're back
likely
later
not
in the
going
year,
to the
lose to
playoff.
Kansas.
They're more than likely not going to the playoff. That is probably not going to happen. But they got reason to believe. I mean, they got a Tebow-esque quarterback in Sam Ellinger who carries that team. My favorite to win the Heisman this year. I mean, it's not like Texas is bad. They're going to compete for sure for a Big 12 title and could sneak into the playoff. I don't think they're a championship team whatsoever. The only team that I could see competing for a championship in the Big 12 is Oklahoma, and that's only if their defense makes massive strides from a year ago.
All right. Okay, let's talk about now because that's the Big 12 talked about. All two teams that are relevant there.
Big 12 is done.
Big 12 done. We talked
Also
about
Iowa
Texas.
State, but
Yeah. Iowa State.
Iowa State's a very good team.
Iowa State is going to get their one upset, get 10 wins, and then get smacked by an SEC team in the bowl game.
See, I think we're talking Iowa State. I think TCU could make a run, pull off a few upsets. Last year was a down year for them.
We talked about all two relevant teams in the Big 12. Cross it off the list.
Stop that. TCU is going to be very solid this year.
See, I would suggest one conference, but y'all two normies don't know the conference. Dia knows what I'm talking about.
What?
The NEC.
Wagner has a big matchup against UConn week 1, man.
Wagner, yeah. Guys, we actually need to like talk about this in depth.
Yeah. No, we will do.
Wagner is
Catch us.
17 and a half. We're taking over the show. Wagner is a 17.5 point underdog on the road at UConn. Do you take Wagner in the points? Do you take Wagner outright because the money line is plus 575?
Yes, I take Wagner.
It was
I got
unbelievably
Wagner.
terrible last year.
I got Wagner 75 to 2.
Wagner gives up a safety as the first play of the game, and then that's all that happens. Yes.
Wagner also gets 8 safeties himself, so.
That's
I
Wagner.
know.
Wagner.
Central Connecticut. See, November 2nd is going to be a big day. It's going to be Wagner versus Central Connecticut at 12 p.m. I'm ready for that one. Forget all the other games.
No, we got to talk about the true conference that matters. The true Titan of Texas when it comes to college football, the D2 Lone Star Conference.
We're done at that point.
Okay, yeah, we're done. We're done talking about this. Okay.
I think we need to just talk about some Division III football real quick.
Yeah. No, we gotta go. We have to go even deep. You can say that about literally any year, and it's probably true.
Yeah.
No, we talking about the true the true level of football. We talking NAIA football, baby.
Low do you have to go to get there?
We're in too deep. We are not pulling out at this point. We are too far
No, we're
gone.
pulling out
No,
right now.
we are too far gone. We
Good.
talking GPAC football, Great Plains Athletic Conference, with such powerhouses as Concordia University, Dakota Wesleyan, and Northwestern College in Orange City, Iowa.
Man, screw Concordia. They're so bad.
Where is this coming from? Because it's Concordia University, Nebraska.
Screw
Division
them.
3 is weird. Like, what is it? Even?
No, we're lower than Division 3 right now.
Oh,
So, I found this interesting. Mississippi is a 5.5-point underdog to Memphis.
Well, duh, because it's Mississippi and Memphis. Why is it called Mississippi now? Is it not Old Miss?
well,
Ole
Memphis is
Miss.
actually isn't Ole Miss like actually not? They lost a lot.
Ole Miss has still not recovered from that situation.
Yeah, because Hugh Freeze cheated to beat Alabama and it worked.
I mean, yeah. Hold on. Rich Rod is the offensive coordinator. What? At Ole Miss? Can someone fact check that? That sounds false.
Yeah, Matt Luke hired Rich Rod.
What the hell?
Verified. After Rich Rod was canned at Arizona. Kevin Sumlin. Not quite sure that's an upgrade, but okay.
Odd flex, but okay.
That game's going to be close tonight, by the way. Hawaii and Arizona.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be close.
it's gonna be a good game.
I'm taking Hawaii in the points.
Yeah, Hawaii by points. All right, so what else there to talk about? Because I think we've talked about everything. All the things that matters. NAIA football. We talked about Mount Union for approximately 2/3 of a sentence.
Are we given our picks for
Wagner.
the 2 games tonight?
Oh yeah. We should actually talk about the actual college football that's being played tonight.
Well, I'm sitting here with high school football on the TV.
Yeah, I'm vaguely listening to arena football behind me somewhere.
I'm just listening to y'all idiots.
You know, I'm excited.
Bold words for the Texan.
Tonight.
Oh yeah, it is all memes aside, it is going to be a hype season.
Yeah, hopefully.
Wait, hold up. I got a
hopefully
question.
the Tigers
Which
can
transfer do y'all guys
games.
think will make the most impact?
We were
Justin Fields or
talking.
Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry.
We were talking. Okay, the correct answer to this is Shane Bouchelet at SMU.
What did you just say?
The true answer is the true impact transfer is Shane Bouchelet at Southern Memphis. Southern Methodist. Southern
It's not Shane Bouchelet, it's Shane Boucher.
Shane Bukalele, okay.
Bouchel.
Ukulele.
Shane Ukulele.
Yeah. Shane Bouchel, he was beat out by Sam Ellinger at Texas.
Yeah,
That's the only reason he's there.
Yep, so now he transferred
Can
to
I
be.
go outside? All right.
Yes, you can go outside. You can go outside. You are not a dog. You do not need to
You
ask
are
to go outside.
All right. So, showstopper. Can I go outside the box with this question, or does it have to be one of those two?
Go outside the box.
That's a dangerous.
Watch for Gage Gubrid of
Yes.
Washington State.
Yes.
Gage Gubrid of Washington State. Now, you could laugh at me all you want. They run that air raid system that Mike Leach likes so much with a lot of returning wide receivers, and he lit up FCS a year ago.
Yes. Yes.
It's kind of reminding me of Vernon Adams in a better system.
Yeah.
For a player like that.
I want to piggyback off what he said because he is absolutely right. This dude led, if I remember correctly, this dude led or helped lead Eastern Washington to the FCS National Championship. They almost beat North Dakota State.
A team that would place fourth in the Big 12. Just saying.
Yes, this dude, Gage Gubra, has been first team All Big Sky, Big Sky Co-Offensive Player of the Year. Walter Payton finalist, which is like that's the Heisman for like
That's the Heisman.
yes. This dude has put up has a career passer rating of 130. This dude is something
Pretty crazy.
special. He is
He's going to go off. Go ahead.
This dude has a career record of 22-7. He has never had a losing season, and now he's at Wazoo with Mike Leach.
Yeah, and you can also talk about Gage Gubrud being in the perfect system for him, as I mentioned. You know, Washington State's schedule also isn't that tough. I started out thinking they're going to drop off 8, but then I started thinking, well, what if Gage Gubrud turns into another Gardner Minshew? That's an actual possibility here.
Oh yeah.
Gubrud actually has something in his past career in college. Gardner Minshew didn't play that much at ECU. He was about to transfer to Alabama just to learn how to be a coach. And Mike Leach is just like, you're good enough.
You're good enough. We can have a 10. We can probably have a 10-win season with you.
And the first 3 defenses Gubrud plays is New Mexico State, Northern Colorado, and Houston. Houston is known for not having a good defense.
Yes.
Northern Colorado, New Mexico State. I mean, come on.
I think. Okay, so hear me out. Houston is going to be his litmus test.
Probably Utah on the road.
Yeah.
Will be the biggest test before the first bye week.
Yes.
They got the toughest defense on the schedule.
Okay, let me check the schedule. Okay. Yeah, Houston is going to be the litmus test, in my opinion. If he can beat Houston and beat them convincingly in the Texas kickoff game, that's going to be an indicator.
Now, I didn't mention Washington State in my preseason top 25 when we were talking about that, and I'm not going to go through the top 25 here.
Yeah.
Because why would I? But they're on the outside looking in. I might not have mentioned them, but they're like one of the next 2 or 3 teams that I almost put in there.
Yeah, I pretty much have the top 25, and then Washington State 26, Army 27.
Yeah, I got Army in the top 20, so
yeah,
I'm crazy like that.
But here's the thing, I am a die-hard Army fan. I'm like, before this country was born, my family's been in the Army, so I am big on Army football. Yes, they are so much fun to watch.
Especially when they're good. I love watching them.
I mean, even when they're bad, even when Army is bad, the Army-Navy game is a much watched.
The thing that I loved most about watching Army a year ago was watching that. Well, I wasn't able to watch the Oklahoma game, but that was certainly one of the better moments. But it was blowing out Houston 70-14 in the bowl game.
Love me some.
Gosh,
they totally should have had what was their bowl game?
Armed Forces Bowl.
Yeah, they probably could have needed and probably could have won a New Year's 6.
They're not getting in over UCF last
year. Maybe not beaten. Won their New Year's 6 game, but they would have competed. It would have been a dogfight if they got in a New Year's 6 bowl.
Now, if we want to talk about Army a little bit more, I have them going 12-1 this year, only losing that Michigan week 2. Their schedule is tremendously easy. I mean, outside of Michigan, what's the toughest game? UTSA? Hawaii? I mean, they really don't have one. Maybe Navy because of the rivalry game factor. It's just they don't have too many impressive teams on their schedule despite other than Michigan.
Yeah, they're returning Kelvin Hopkins at quarterback, Keato Klein at wide receiver, Cam Harrison at wide receiver. They're returning most of their offensive line in Peyton Reeder, Jack Sides, Alex Herndon, if I'm not mistaken. And most importantly of all, they return, in my opinion, Jalen McClinton, who is one of the most underrated free safeties in college football. Jalen
McClinton had a very good year last season, this defense really stood up when they
Yeah.
needed to in every single game. And Kelvin Hopkins has been there before. He knows the system so well to the point that it's irreplaceable. Their schedule is weak. It sets up perfectly for them. Their offensive line is experienced.
Yeah.
This is set up perfectly for Army. Kel Walker, speedy guy. Watch this dude, Kel Walker.
Yeah. We know that Army loves themselves fullbacks and their slot backs. Artis Hobbs and Kel Walker might both be 1,000-yard rushers. And Kyoto, that my one prediction: Kel Walker, Artis Hobbs, and Kelvin Hopkins, all 1,000-yard rushers. Kyoto Klein will catch all 2 passes they throw this season.
I hate to change the
Good
topic
bet.
here because I love myself some Army football, but Youngstown State and Sanford is about to kick off. Who wins?
It's
a
Youngstown
team.
State all the way.
I'm gonna have to go
Sanford's pretty
Youngstown
good, though.
State. They hold a special place in my heart.
Why is that?
They're called the
NCAA football
Penguins as a
09 on the
football
Wii.
team.
I used to play as the Penguins,
Ah,
which was young. So that was always my team. I played on NCAA football 09 on the Wii.
oh, that gave me so many memories because that was always the game that they would have set up on a PS3, I think, in the special event center on Post. Ah, good times.
I think we got a couple more segments here, and then we can get out
Yeah.
our personal teams and the picks for tonight's games.
All right, tonight. Okay, let's start with like the obvious one. Let's go with tonight's games. That's Miami, Florida, and Hawaii, Arizona.
Hawaii.
I have Florida because I don't trust that Miami freshman quarterback. I haven't seen anything from him, but it's just no.
Well,
I don't like either team, so I don't know who I want to pick.
you picked Miami earlier.
I thought I picked Florida the other day. I don't know. I can't make up my mind on that.
Well, let me
I'm
try
being
to
a
convince
rebel.
you here.
I'm being
Oh,
a
go ahead.
rebel, and I'm picking Miami.
Cool. So
Well, I'm gonna pick the Miami. I'm gonna go with the turnover chain.
Definitely
even
nothing
though I
to
don't
do
like
with
them.
Florida beating Michigan and.
I don't like Florida because they
nothing
beat
to do with
OU in the
that.
Natty almost a decade ago. So I don't like Florida.
you
So
salty twat.
as I've mentioned earlier in the show, the spread is in the favor of Florida by 7. So it's a 7-point favorite that Florida is. Look, Miami has an offensive line that's going to be really new, a couple freshmen, and a freshman might be going up against Jabari Zuniga, which is one of the better pass rushers in the country. The secondary is second to none in the SEC in terms of their starting lineup. Maybe not depth, but starting lineup. I don't see depth being an issue in this game. I see Florida dominating Miami, winning probably 34-10, 34-13 type of game. I don't see Miami getting over 20 points.
Ooh.
The other game, the one that truly matters.
Yeah.
Arizona and Hawaii. Give me Hawaii because I am a believer in Cole McDonald.
As much as I do like Hawaii, I'm gonna pick Arizona.
You traitor.
I want to have to. I love Hawaii because NCAA 14 because that's always my team, but I want to have to go realistically and go with Arizona. Khalil
Hawaii's
Tate.
going to keep this game close. I'm not betting on this, but in my pick'em group and the pick'ems I sent to you guys, I picked Hawaii to cover the 11-point spread. I'm going to stick with that. I think this is going to be somewhere in between a 7-point, 10-point game. It's going to be high scoring, but Arizona pulls it off because Khalil Tate's going to have a tremendous game. Probably 250 yards passing, 150 yards rushing at least.
Yeah.
Give me Arizona 52-42 is going to be my prediction.
Yeah. It's.
I could see
We
that.
got some good games tonight.
Yeah, I think Arizona, Hawaii is definitely.
All right. Personal teams time, which is we're going to skip shows because we already discussed the Big 12, all 2 teams that matter there.
Well, No, we don't need to skip him. We can get his perspective on Oklahoma this year.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
You get.
Let's hear Wyoming first.
Yes, let's hear about Wyoming first. All right, the 2019 Wyoming Cowboys. This is gonna be, I think, a sneaky good team. Logan Wilson is one of the best linebackers in the group of five, maybe even in college football. Cooper Roth is an outstanding kicker. And we finally get our fancy. Why can't I think of his name? We get Sean Chambers finally, our big recruiting prize. I don't remember how many stars he was last season, but it's going to be. He's going to have a good year. We're returning John Aquali, Raghib, Rocket Ishmael Jr., and Austin Conway. He is in a good position to succeed this year with Wyoming. And I just like this team this year. They also are returning Xavier Valladay and Jeff Burrows as their power back. They're returning a good chunk of their offensive line. Their defense is really where it's going to get tough because they lost Nick Wingard and who played up opposite, and Marcus Epps. They lost Joanna Gaifon for reasons we won't get into here, and their other one played right end or number 91, Carl Granderson. It's just going to be tough to replace what they lost, but I have faith in them. So I give them probably They don't really have a tough schedule. I mean, they have the San Diego State, Boise State, Utah State trifecta, which is going to be tough. But besides that, they have Missouri might be their only challenge. So give me Wyoming at
Stupid iPad.
5 and
Trying to do the math.
5 and 4, 5 and 6.
One thing.
Give me Wyoming at 6 and 6. They make a bowl game.
Hey, that's worse than I have them. So
Wait, what do you have them as? Because I don't.
7 and 5.
Huh? Because I don't have them beating. I don't have them beating Air Force to end the year.
I don't either.
Yeah. I have.
I'm losing to Missouri, San Diego State, Boise State, Utah State, and Air Force. That's all I have.
Yeah, but I have them getting upset by New Mexico because it's been proven in the fact that Wyoming is not that great against against option teams, so I'm not sure I trust them. Also, just real quickly, I just have to point this out. The backup kicker's name is Luke Glassrock, so I take back everything I just said. With a name like that, 13-0 national champions. I'll pick up my $3,000 for betting. I go purely on name value here in college football.
All right. Hey, that's a good way to go. So who's up next? Who wants to go next? Should I take the floor?
Also, hold on. I just have to point this out real quick. This UNLV game might be interesting and worth watching, if only because the last time they met, which was 2016, it was 66-69 in triple overtime. Yeah, I know. Nice.
That's
But
amazing.
yes, it's just off the top of my head. But that is going to be a good game. All right.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. So my team is Ohio State. I'm no Group 5 crazy guy like host man tiebreaker over here, but I look at this Ohio State roster, and the obvious questions go to the quarterback and the offensive line. Now, the offensive line have a really talented redshirt freshman on that right tackle who we're expecting to start and Nicholas Petit Frere, but it's actually in better position than we think. One returning starter, which is Thayer Mumford, but there's guys like Bowen Myers, Wyatt Davis, and Joshua Allaby, Gavin Cupp, who got significant playing time last year. Not going to spend too much more time on the O line, but that's the cream in the crop of any football team is in the trenches. Tight end, Ohio State is just as good as anyone in the country. Luke Farrell coming back, Rashad Berry also coming back. Both these guys are poised for big years. The receiving core is always really deep. Um, KJ Hill, Chris Olave, Austin Mack, Benjamin Victor. Victor's that one guy that will make big catches for you in traffic. 6'4", 6'5", huge player. A guy to watch for is five-star recruit Garrett Wilson. I believe he was the number 2 wide receiver in the country. So really on the offensive side of the field, all we got to figure out is if Justin Fields can distribute the ball properly. I think he can. He's got tremendous talent, and he's got an easy schedule in the beginning to work in. Defensively, what we need to see is that linebacking improving. Now, losing Alex Grinch, I said Austin Grinch. Alex Grinch was kind of a blessing in disguise because of how aggressive Alex Grinch is. It works with an air raid type offense where you have to be aggressive, try to get off the field quickly. That just doesn't work when you're trying to mix it between ground game and pass game. So playing the linebackers 2 yards from the line of scrimmage work out very well for a defense like Ohio State. They're going to back off the line of scrimmage, be 4 to 5 yards away. Malik Harrison, Baron Browning, and Tuff Borland are all really talented guys. Taraja Mitchell is also a guy who's trying to step up. Pete Warner got some playing time last year and looked very good. Secondary's got more questions. We're sold on Jordan Fuller, Jeffrey Okuda, and Damon Arnett. We're not quite sure about that other cornerback position if Sean Wade is quite ready to step in. And Josh Proctor or Brendan White, we don't know who's going to start there at free safety. So a little bit of questions in the back end. We know Ohio State's got one of the best defensive lines, if not the best defensive line in the country. So then I look at the schedule, and I'm not going to carry it on too much longer. But Ohio State, a lot of people are picking Nebraska to beat them. They play FAU, Cincinnati, at Indiana, and Miami, Ohio, leading up to Nebraska. So all their focus is going to be on Nebraska. Nebraska is likely to be undefeated to that point. If so, it's a ranked matchup, not really a trap game against Ohio State. Ohio State should win that game. Michigan State the following week. I would pick Michigan State if they weren't just coming off a 3-game stretch against Arizona State at Northwestern in Indiana. Indiana is going to keep it close with them. So I'm going to go with Ohio State winning against Michigan State. They're off a bye before Northwestern. They beat Northwestern. Then they get Wisconsin after the meat of that schedule. I got a loss there, but that's the one loss I have for Ohio State, winning out the rest of the way. I cannot pick Michigan until they finally beat Ohio State. That's just my theory on it. Maybe I will in 2020, even if Michigan doesn't win this year, but I can't do it this year when Ohio State's clearly more talented. So 11-1, 12-1 in the Big Ten championship is definitely likely for the Buckeyes.
I'm gonna give you
Oh
the
my god, I
royal
hate that everything I just said is probably true.
Michigan, but I'm gonna keep it brief because I don't really think there's mostly a repeat of last year. I mean, a lot of people say that Michigan's gonna win the Big Ten and finally do something, but I just don't see it. They lost a couple really big playmakers on defense: Rashawn Gary, Devin Bush. It's just I just don't that anything really turns here. I think mostly I think they handle almost every game here pretty handily. I think Penn State and Wisconsin give them trouble, and maybe the Michigan State game too. But to run into the brick wall, Ohio State and second in the Big Ten East.
Hey. No, I mean, I could see that happening, and I could see him beating Ohio State. It's not like I'm saying it's impossible. It's a rivalry game, and Michigan's not the least talented team Ohio State's going to face. I just think with it being such a high magnitude game, Ohio State's not going to take them lightly any year. That's why I go with the more talented team in that case. I also have them losing to Wisconsin and Penn State, but both of those are really toss-ups to me. They're just on the road. All
Okay,
right,
do we
Joe,
have
cap us off.
Oklahoma man here?
Cap us
Uh,
off, Joe.
Take us some, show.
crap, my iPad's messing up, so I was pulling it up while you were doing this. So I'm having technology problems. But Oklahoma's defense, I think Alex Grinch, I expect improvement this year from Oklahoma. I think it's gonna be. I think we're at least gonna get to like 800. I mean, not 800, 80 ranked defense at least. Not like 122, I think, in the country.
Yeah.
Our offense, our offense is gonna be great again. I think Jalen Hurts. I think he will adapt. I think Lincoln Riley has a plan for him. I think like all the other quarterbacks, he's adapted to their play styles and stuff. I see a lot of RPOs, a lot of play actions with Jalen Hurts, a lot of designed runs. So OU's running back corp, it's gonna be great again. We got Kennedy Brooks and the receivers. I'll probably say we have one of the best receiving corps in the country. We have multiple 5 stars last year, and then we have possibly one of the best receivers in the country in CeeDee Lamb. And well, we had I can't speak. Our tight end. I can't pronounce names today. I don't know why. But offensive line, it's going to take a big hit because a lot of our offensive line graduated last year, went to the NFL draft. Defense, as I said, I expect improvement. I see us winning the Big 12 for the 5th straight year, possibly making the playoffs and getting bounced in semis. It's just a tradition with us now.
Well, I mean, the comment I have in response is your O line lost a lot, but Creed Humphrey might be the best center. I think he is the best center in college football. Defense, you're 100% right. You need to be in the top 80. That's a good number to show improvement because Alex Grinch doesn't make that improvement with some of the star power because they have some guys that I really don't like. I can't stand Parnell Motley. His mechanics are so terrible. Samford just scored a touchdown against Youngstown State. Um,
Damn.
but I do like this. I do like some talent. You got Brandon Radley Hiles, Nickelback. Yeah, I really like his talent. Young guy, sophomore. He's one of the better recruits on the defensive side that Lincoln Riley has brought in. The two Kenneth Mann at defensive tackle and Kenneth Murray at middle linebacker. Very talented guys. Neville Gilmore, Gallimore, it's not Gilmore.
Neville Gallimore.
Gallimore as well at nose tackle. One of the better nose tackles in the country that no one talks about because of how pathetic the rest of the defense. Anyone that I didn't name hasn't done anything or has shown me that they're complete trash and shouldn't be on the football field. But other than that, Oklahoma should have a good season.
Big
I think
asterisk.
that capped off everything right there.
I could almost.
We get
Sunday night
everything
for
off
you,
our
man.
chest
Yeah.
that we wanted to.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
That's about everything.
Oh, hey, we got 4 viewers. That's cool.
Nice.
Hey,
Here's
I'm
to
not one
our
of them.
another
views
Yay.
later on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Alright, I'll see y'all guys next year around this time.
showstopper, shut up! I'm trying to outro us. All right, goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Tiebreaker, and everyone, and I am saying, for a resident Oklahoma fan, showstopper, the man we let in meant security didn't kick out, not showstopper, Bash, and then, as always, whatever the hell Diabolist is, thank you, and good night.